Hey everyone, hope you're keeping well. Today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Studio Series Gamer Edition '03 Optimus Prime. And this is Optimus Prime as he's depicted in Transformers War for Cybertron by High Moon Studios. Let's take a look at him inside the packaging. As you can see, there he is in this open window box. Some nice artwork there of Optimus Prime from the game. Studio Series Gamer Edition Optimus Prime. '03. I like the D-pad right there. That's fantastic. On the back of the box, we got nice images there of Optimus Prime in both modes. I think those are CG renders by the looks of it. What's funny is it says big screen inspired scale detail backdrop. Because typically when you say the big screen, you're talking about the cinema. Unless you've played the game on a big screen, I suppose. As you can see, comes with the Matrix of Leadership, which we'll take a look at. 22-step transformation, nice backdrop included. Right, so let's get this guy out of the box. Let's use the power of the thumbnail to cut the tape. Okay, that's that. And there he is, all held in place with the little twist ties. Those will be his accessories at the back there. And included in the box, of course, like I said on the back there, we get this lovely bit of paper there. We get his instructions, which open up into this lovely long sheet here. Lots of illustrations there on how to transform this figure. And there we go. And there's the backdrop right there. Fantastic, looks brilliant. Very cool image. I'm sure Optimus will look very cool displayed in that. I typically don't have the space to display, all my Studio Series figures with their display stands, but they're nice to have in the event that I want to make use of them. Right, so let's get Optimus Prime off this cardboard backing and take an up-close look at him. So here he is out of the packaging, and right off the bat, very accurate to how he appeared in the game. Really captures that buffness that Prime had in the game. Very nice details all around. Lots of nice paint applications as well, and nice coloration of the plastic. Has nice blue eyes there, silver on the crest and the mouth plate. Ears are nice and long. Autobot symbols on both sides. Got those orange pieces down there. Of course, blue for the hands, silver down there. And the backpack is very clean, and I think this is how it generally appeared in the game. So all around, very nice, very game-accurate presentation. And I really like the way he feels as well. He feels like a fun figure to pick up and play around with. Really enjoying this guy so far. Now, in terms of articulation, I have not really messed around with this guy yet. So I'm just figuring this all out as I go. I've seen a few different reviews of this guy. But in terms of trying out for myself, this is my first time. Got the waist articulation there. The legs seem to... Okay, the legs can actually go up that far. I thought they were maybe being hindered by something there. But no, they can go all the way up. Nice range of motion there. They seem to be hindered going back the way, but that's all right. I can work around that. Nice knee bend right there. Not a lot of not a lot of ankle tilt right there, but it's no big deal. He also has a wrist swivel, and that will come in handy with his axe. Now, when you get this out of the box, it comes in two pieces like that, but you just tab them together, and you are good to go. Now let's see if we can get this into his hand. I believe the way you do it is I think, does it separate? Yes, it does. It separates right there. Then you plug this in, and there you have Prime holding the axe. That can work. I think you can unplug that, and you can have a shorter axe if you so desire. Looks very nice. And I think if I'm getting this right, you can... I don't know if I'm gonna get this all on camera. This is gonna be a little awkward. I don't know how well I'm gonna get this into place. All right, hang on, 2 secs. There we go. I had to refer to the instructions there, but you can have Optimus Prime wielding the axe with both hands, and that's where the the wrist swivel comes in real handy, and that looks fantastic. I love the way that looks. Let's get him. Oh yeah. Fantastic. Looks like he's about to slice down any Decepticon unwise enough to get in his way. Kind of like that bit in the trailer where him and Megatron and the Autobots and Decepticons are charging at each other, and that Decepticon tries to stand up against Optimus, and Optimus just goes. So you can totally recreate that there, which I very much enjoy, and I like the way they've done the axe here. You know, in terms of the paint there, it looks like a subtle glow. I know some folks have some mixed opinions on this, but I rather like it. I do have a bit of a paint mishap there, which I suppose you could look at as battle damage, so that could work. Oh, and you can go in here and you can open up the axe, and you can have the axe looking like that in that configuration, which I enjoy as well. That looks fantastic. Really like the way that looks. And we also have his ion blaster. So let's get the axe, both halves of it, off of his out of his grip there, and let's just straighten him up a bit. I guess that's for that's for transformation. And give him a bit of a wider buff look there, like if you like. So the way I understand it is, well, let's take a wee look there. It's all done in black. Has that back piece there that a lot of Optimus Prime ion blasters have. And like Prime, this seems very accurate to how it appeared in the game, which I do enjoy. Now, the way I understand it is you grab his right arm and pull it. Yes, you do, and the arm comes off, and this, slides into here? Yeah, slides into there, and then you can have the effect of his arm transforming into the ion blaster, as it did in the game. And I think that looks very cool. The only issue is what the instructions say to do with the arm. There's a hole right there, and where is it? A tab right there that goes into there. And that's not ideal. Not really ideal at all. I don't know where else could you put it. I'm not too sure. Maybe somewhere up here. Maybe somewhere up here, I suppose. I don't know. Could this tab right there, could that go into here? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. From the front, it looks okay. But when you look at it from any other angle aside from dead on, the whole thing just kind of falls apart. So while the effect of his blaster plugging into the tab in his arm looks very nice, if you want to have all his parts on him and not have any spare parts floating around, then there's not, as far as I can tell, there's not really an elegant way to store his detached arm. But fortunately, there are alternatives. I went ahead, before I got this guy, I went ahead and bought these pieces from Larkin's Lair. And these are gap filler pieces and an adapter piece for the blaster. So let's get this off and plug his arm back on. Let's just set him there for now. And this will enable us to have Prime hold the blaster without the need to detach the arm. So we'll just take this tab here, plug it into there. And as you can see, the blaster is more of a gunmetal shade there, whereas the adapter is straight up black. But that's okay. I don't mind that. And now we can have Prime holding the blaster in his hand with no need to detach no need to detach his arm. And I love the way that looks. Not to say that I won't plug the blaster into his arm anymore, but it's good to have the option. And I like the way both configurations look. And actually, let's take the axe, both pieces of it, get him holding it, get a nice completed shot right here. And how cool does that look? That looks awesome. Great job to Larkin's Lair for designing that adapter piece and those gap filler pieces as well. I'll be taking a look at those pieces on my own later on. And if we open up his chest, I believe we will find the Matrix of Leadership. Very nice details on the Matrix chamber. We've got some wires and mechanical details done in gunmetal grey. Nothing behind the window pieces right there. But we can detach the Matrix. Got some more details revealed there. And we'll take a look at the Matrix. And for being such a wee thing, it's nicely detailed. Got the gold around there and the blue. The handles have some nice molded detail. Nothing on the back. Nothing on the back except for the number 2. And can Optimus hold? No, it doesn't look like Optimus will be able to hold that. But nice to have this. We can plug it back into Optimus's chest. Close that up. Chest clips together nicely. So yeah, I dig that. And I've noticed that his head can actually look up that far. I can't really look down too much, but a little bit. And come down to the ankles. I thought initially that they didn't, move too much. But actually, they lightly lock into place there. So they actually have more movement than I thought they did. Which is good, it's always nice to be pleasantly surprised. Speaking of pleasant surprises, it turns out his feet can also tilt back and forth. How about that? Now for some size comparisons, here he is with G1 Prime, Rise of the Beast Prime, Earthrise Prime, Studio Series Bumblebee Movie Prime, Legacy Laser Prime, and fellow Muscleman Combiner Wars Prime. Right, so I'll get this guy transformed and we'll have a look at him in vehicle mode. So here we have him transformed into vehicle mode, and much like the robot mode, I think this looks awesome. Love the way this looks. Very big and buff, and very game accurate from what I can see. You have the hand sticking out back there. Like the arm hanging off the butt in robot mode. It's not ideal, but I can look past it. Nice silver right there. You can see that the robot mode chest is behind the vehicle mode parts, and it actually fills out the front of the alt mode very nicely. And I love the silver and the red on the wheels. I think that looks very cool. See the exhaust pipes up there, just done in grey. And the red on this part here is actually painted red as opposed to the red plastic used. So I think there's a slight difference in terms of the red, but I don't think it's really all that noticeable. I think it all blends together very nicely, I think. Oh, and you can actually see a little suspension thing in there. That's very nice. Lots of molded detail on the inside. Now, in terms of weapon storage, for the blaster, the instructions say to take the 2 tabs here and plug them into the slots right there. And if you're using an adapter piece like I am, you need to remove that. That will not fit. So we will take this and plug it on here like that. And for the axe, we'll take this, and there is a little slot right there that will peg onto this on top of the blaster. So we'll take this and plug it on like so, and that is the official way to store the weapons, which works. It gets the job done. But I was doing some playing, and I found that this little bit right here actually clips onto this part as well. So we'll take this and plug it on, and it fits perfectly. And that allows the axe to sit a little further back while it's stored on top of the blaster, which is really cool, I think. And if you want, you can take the axe head and flip it around so that this part is hidden. And that's how that works. And another way you can do it is if you remove the axe, set prime down there, you can remove the top part and plug this piece onto the top, And then you can take the tab right here, and there are 2 holes on the side of Prime here, and you can plug it into one of them. And if you have it facing this way, and maybe rotate this piece down so that the gaps are at the bottom and, better concealed, then you have another blaster, as well as the ion blaster up here, which works well, I think. It cleans up the top of the vehicle and gives him another weapon at the side here. And if you take this adapter piece, if you have it, and plug it into here, and then rest it, against the back of the vehicle like that, then that is a way of storing everything in vehicle mode, which works great, I think. And I'm very glad that you're able to do that if you have the adapter piece and you want the top of the vehicle to clean up a bit more. Plus, like I said, it gives him an extra weapon at the side here, which is awesome. And now for some size comparisons. Here he is with G1 Prime, Rise of the Beast Prime, Earthrise Prime, Studio Series Bumblebee Movie Prime, Legacy Laser Prime, and Combiner Wars Prime. But that about does it, and I really love this figure. I think he turned out fantastically. Again, very faithful to how he appeared in the War for Cybertron game. Awesome game, by the way. I think I might replay the game, actually. This guy's put me in the mood for it. But I also like how big and chunky he is. It feels fun to pick up and play around with. I like the accessories. I enjoy how they've designed the axe so that you have options in terms of how you can have him hold it. I like how they've given us the effect of his arm transforming into the blaster, although it is unfortunate in terms of what you're supposed to do with his detached arm. But I suppose you could just put it into your pocket or something when you're not using it. Plus, with this adapter piece, it's cool that I have options in terms of how I can have him wield his blaster. So thank you to Larkin's Lair for this. This is fantastic. Just wee nitpicks to have include his visible hands at the back of the vehicle mode, and again, his detached arm hanging off his butt. But apart from that, I think he's a fantastic figure. Very glad I picked him up, and I would absolutely recommend him. So I hope you've enjoyed this look at Studio Series Gamer Edition Optimus Prime, and feel free to let me know your thoughts about him in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good one.